Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by TaylorMade.
And with that, greetings and welcome into Golf Central postgame. Steve Burkowski, Brandel Chambly, and Amanda Blumenhurst with you for the next hour. Some opening thoughts and takeaways from Friday. We'll get it going with Amanda.
I was so impressed by the amateurs. It was incredible to watch. There are 24 to begin the U.S. Open, and 6 right now are in the top 25, including second place right now behind Shibuno. It is Linn Grant, and she is 4 shots behind. And then in third place, you have Caitlin Papp. So you have an ASU standout in Linn Grant and then Caitlin Papp from Texas. And so it's fun to see these college players come out on the biggest stage possible and play so well. It was very fun to watch.
And Hinako Shibuno was proving quite emphatically that there's nothing fluky about her win last year at the AIG Women's Open. Incidentally, it was the first major championship that she had ever played, and she is halfway to 2 majors at the age of 22. And speaking of 2, there are 2 Texans that are tied for 6 or better atop this leaderboard. One of them is an enormously popular player from Houston by the name of Stacey Lewis, who would be obviously an enormously popular winner. And another, just as Amanda pointed out, an amateur from Austin, Texas by the name of Caitlin Papp. She would just be the second amateur to ever win the United States Women's Open. The first and only was Kathleen Lacoste in 1967. And when she won, she had to forego $5,000. Should Caitlin win, she will, of course, get the trophy, the accolades, and all the fame, but she will forgo a 7-figure check, the richest prize in all of women's golf.
But you're still pitching that idea of the Texas connection at Champions. There's 36 holes left. It could still happen as we take a look.
I'm a Texan.
I get it. I get it. Some highlights from the second round. Hinako Shibuno playing the Jackrabbit course. This was her at the par 5-10.
She has putted horribly in the few events that she's played this year on the LPGA Tour, but quite the contrary to the first 2 rounds this week.
She would make that get to 5 under. Now, Amanda, this was her second shot at the par 4 12th.
She's a very smooth, beautiful swing to watch and puts some spin on greens that have been very firm.
Now this to pay it off with birdie.
And as I said, she has been brilliant on the greens, following up a great iron shot with, of course, a wonderful look at birdie right up the hill.
Now at 17, the par 4, another look at birdie.
She had been struggling with that putter, so she met with a coach and said, I need to change my putting stroke, my grip, and it's paying off in dividends. Beautiful putt.
Certainly did. Her 6th birdie of the day, shoots 67, 7 under, halfway home in the solo lead. You take a look at the major finishes. Brandel alluded to it, becoming a major champion at the AIG Women's Open. That in 2019, her last 3 major championship starts. Lackluster, perhaps a word to describe it, but at the age of 22, in position to win a second major title. But hot on her heels, a couple of amateurs like Caitlin Papp, the Texas Longhorn. We got to give this one to you, Brandel, at 17.
And she was watching the world rankings because only the top 20 in the amateur world rankings got in this field. She was 19th. And now look at her. She's worked her way all the way up to the top of this leaderboard.
And Linn Grant, the junior from ASU at the par 4 12th.
She had a phenomenal freshman year and just kept it going at ASU, almost makes it from the fairway.
Grant spoke with Lisa Cornwell after her round.
In the field, you certainly wouldn't know it by the way you played. You've actually been in this position a couple of years ago, tied for 4th after 36 holes. What did you learn from that experience that you think will help you this time?
I think I got a bit stressed out that time, and I put some notes down that year to remember for the next time. So I think I'll be a bit more prepared now. First time playing in the U.S. Open back then, there was a lot of happenings, a lot of cameras, a lot of people. I think both me and my caddy, my dad, we were both pretty nervous that third day. But I think we both know how to handle ourselves this time.
Just 21 years of age, an accomplished amateur career, first-team All-American at Arizona State, but this level is supposed to be a little bit more difficult. Going through your stats, you get to a major championship on these greens. 3-putt avoidance is so critical. You have yet to do that this week. How have you been able to navigate these difficult greens so well?
I think I've just thought about it like I'm not going to be too aggressive. My plan has really been to just play it easy and let not do any mistakes, and I think 3 putts are a part of that.
How much easier do you think it will be? You guys have had the difficulty of preparing for 2 different golf courses. Now you just get to focus on Cypress Creek and enjoy the position. How much are you looking forward to Saturday and Sunday?
A lot.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Probably teeing off tomorrow. Get some revenge from that 2018.
Well, you were quite impressive today. Congratulations on well played, and you avoided the rain. We'll see you this weekend.
Thank you.
More highlights from the second round of the U.S. Women's Open. Let's start with the 18-hole leader, Amy Olsen. This her tee shot at the par 3 fourth.
Second first-round lead in a major championship in 2020. She struggled with the first one, but she did not struggle today. Made a hole-in-one yesterday and almost made a hole-in-one there.
Played the Jackrabbit course, shoots 72, tied for third at 3 under. How about Megan Kang for birdie?
Megan Kang was leading at one point yesterday at 5 under, rough back 9, but came back today with a very easy round of golf, it looked like.
69 at Cypress, also in at 3 under. How about Arya Jutanagarn? Open with 70, and quality shots like this one, Brandel, would lead to another round of 7.
Former number 1, former winner here, and part of a very strong sister team. Matter of fact, only Annika and Charlotte Sorenstam are another sister team that have won on the LPGA Tour.
Speaking of her sister, here's Moria Jutanagarn at the 5th.
Yes, Moria hasn't had quite the success that Arya has had with only just 1 win on the LPGA Tour, but beautiful shot there, tap and birdie.
She's in a 2 under, halfway home. How about Christy Kerr? What a story this would be. Opening hole, the par 4 10th at Cypress.
Injured and emotional, but not feeling any pain on the golf course. 16 greens today. It was a very U.S. Open-like round from a former U.S. Open champion.
16 greens, 16 pars, 2 birdies, 2 under. The veteran in the mix heading into the weekend at Champions Golf Club. There's golf being played all around the globe as the European Tour wraps up their 2020 season in Dubai at the DP World Tour Championship. It is a Rolex Series event, so a lot on the line for many of the world's best, including Patrick Reed, who, Brandel, with a win, would become the first American to ever win the race to Dubai, and he's one of 4 players that you win this tournament, he will win that award. So how would he fare on Friday? Let's pick him up the par 5 second.
Yeah, he comes in here riding a wave of great golf. Matter of fact, he leads the PGA Tour in 3 events this year in birdie average, making right at 6 around. He did a little better than that today.
Yeah, that was his first of the day. Now to the par 4 8th, his second.
He birdied 2, 3, 5, 7, and a stellar iron shot here at the 8th. And believe it or not, he can get a little wayward from time to time off of the tee, but thus far through 3 rounds, his distance from the edge of the fairway is second best on the PGA Tour, which tells you, well, his misses aren't bad.
Par 4 10th, his second.
And another beauty here.
Trend continues.
Yes, it does.
He would make that for another 3. Jump ahead to the par 4 15th, about a 14-footer for birdie.
As a matter of fact, this is for his 7th birdie. I lied. He actually made 8 birdies today.
Got him to 8 under at that point, taking the outright lead. Now at the par 4 16th, his second, wedge in hand.
Yeah, down the right side here, which gives him a nice look with the ball above his feet for a soft draw into a left pin. It's a match made in heaven.
Likes it, plays the slope, no surprise. Leading the field in strokes gained approach shots after round 2. But it only matters if you can pay it off. 5-footer for birdie.
It's a beautiful stroke. Be hard-pressed to find one better than that.
See if he can close out in style. About another 5-footer on 18 to shoot 64.
Although we might see a stroke that can compete with that here in a minute. Yeah, just maybe.
A little bit of a teaser.
Just maybe.
Keep those viewers tuned in. 36-hole leader Patrick Reed, 2-shot advantage over Matthew Fitzpatrick, but look at all these world-class players chasing. Tyrrell Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood, Brandon Grace, Lee Westwood, shaping up to be a great weekend in Dubai at the DP World Tour Championship. Taking a look at Patrick Reed in this event. He has a propensity to go low, but Brandel none lower than the 64 in Dubai here in round 2.
Yeah, you know, this has been a nice trend for him. He had a 63 in the second round of Zozo. Hasn't finished worse than 13th in the last 3 major championships. So you might just say he's playing the best golf of his life.
See if he
or
can,
headed in that direction.
Yeah, we'll see if he can keep that going this weekend in Dubai.